We see all the time that you could be getting thousands of dollars of value from your credit cards, especially premium ones. But out of context and without detail, people might be stretching beyond their means to sign up for those cards, only to realize that although it is possible, it's really not as easy as it sounds. Or worse off, putting themselves in an even worse financial situation. So today, we'll go through all the reasons that you might want to give those premium credit cards a second thought. And the first reason is related to the golden rule of credit cards, which is to not spend what you can't afford. With over half of American credit card users holding a balance month to month, a ton of money is being wasted paying off interest and late fees. If you're in this situation, you should not be going for premium credit cards because the annual fee will only add to the cost that you have to pay, especially because most of the high-end value from premium credit cards come from luxury travel, something that you probably shouldn't be focusing on if you still have credit card debt to be paying down. Fortunately, entry-level no annual fee credit cards are more focused on having low intro APRs and perks that are more tailored for beginners or people without the greatest credit scores. So instead of premium cards, consider cards like the Bank America card that will give you 0% APR on the first 18 billing cycles and any balance transfers in the first 60 days, going to 10 to low 20% APRs when the intro period ends, compared to premium cards like the Chase Sapphire Reserve that will immediately have APRs starting in the high 10s. Even if you were to try and apply for these premium credit cards, if you have a poor credit score, you'll likely get denied, which is a waste of a hard pull on your credit, which will further lower your credit score. Now, another thing premium credit cards usually offer is value through points instead of giving you straight cash back. That's why so many ads for entry-level credit cards focus on cash back in their wording, whereas more premium cards will emphasize points with an example dollar value in smaller print. But earning points is actually one of the positives that people like about premium credit cards because they can extract more value from them than getting straight cash back in your pocket. For example, if you were to get 5% cash back in a certain category, like on the Citi Custom Cash card, then you'll get $5 for every $100 spent on the category to a certain limit. Instead, say you got 5 times points back like on the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, but then go redeem those points at a 50% higher value when booking travel through their portal. In that case, you'll be getting $7.50 for every $100 in spend. $7.50 is greater than $5, so points should always be better, right? Well, reason number 2 is that's not always the case and you might be overvaluing your points. In order to get the 50% more in redemption value, you have to be booking travel through the Chase portal. But oftentimes you can find that exact same flight or hotel stay on discount sites like Kayak or Expedia, which will save you more than what the points will get you in value. Also, money now is worth more than money later, meaning the buying power of your dollars continues to go down as the years go on, especially in a high inflation environment. And that's the exact same for points too. Time and time again, we see programs devalue their points with different strategies like changing from static pricing to dynamic pricing, which will raise the overall points required for the same redemption. As 1 Mile at a Time reports, Marriott has been devaluing their points with strategies of moving from a static list to a dynamic pricing list and eventually lifting all pricing caps across their properties. So saving all your points for the best redemptions may not always be the best idea because those redemptions may not exist by the time you want to redeem. Instead, taking the money now could actually be the better idea. But even if you want to redeem your points at top values like flying ANA to Japan for 90,000 points in business or 110,000 points in first class, good luck trying to find availability. Because reason number 3 is that yes, there might be 30 to 40 seats per flight in the premium cabin, but less than a handful of them are actually released for award availability. It's only March 2022, but in order to find even a few seats of availability, you have to look through to Q1 or Q2 of next year, and that's just business class. I can't even find any availability for first class on these flights. Yes, it's awesome to redeem your points for sky high value, like 8 to 10 cents a point on these examples, but those are extremely hard to come by, especially when you're trying to fly during popular times like holidays or summer break. If you don't have a flexible schedule to accommodate for these trips, then your points might be sitting there for even longer and at risk for devaluation in the future. I mean, most of the time these people are showing off their lavish trips is because they have really flexible schedules, like people whose sole job is to travel and report on these trips. Of course, they're gonna more easily find dates that work for them. Another thing to keep in mind is bonus reason. Would you have actually paid that value in dollars for that ticket? Take the ANA flight for example. It's only worth the 8 to 10 cents a point in value if you were gonna pay the $8,000 for that ticket with cash in the first place. If not, the value of your points is only as high as what you would have paid for that ticket. Yes, you will still be able to redeem points flying economy or staying at hotels, but the value of those points will typically range in the 2 to 3 cents a point value. But if you need to still pay the annual fee of these premium cards to do that in the first place, it might not be the best for your situation. So that's a lot of travel, but premium cards also come with a whole host of other perks. Take the American Express Platinum card. It's a card that has a whopping $695 in annual fee, but Amex advertises it having over $1,500 in value from all the perks and benefits from the card. But the key word is that you can get up to $1,500 in value, but you likely won't. Which brings me to reason number 4, which is you probably aren't getting as much value from these perks as you think you are. For the Amex Plat perks, if you don't eat out often, have your own car, or don't travel often, it'll be hard for you to use most of the perks. I mean, if you don't travel, perks like the hotel credit and airline fee credit are worthless for you. Then there's also credits like the $100 you get at Saks Fifth Avenue. For some of you, you've probably never bought anything from the store, so you'll likely be buying something that you wouldn't have spent money on in the first place, which is not saving you money. Even if you do use some of these perks, remember you still have to make up the $695 in annual fee first before you're getting any value out of it. Or take another card like the Capital One Venture X that gives you $300 in travel credit only when you book through their portal. A lot of times, prices on the portal may be slightly higher than prices you can find elsewhere, which means the value of this perk is not actually the full $300. In general, you really have to make sure that the perks you're getting from these cards are for things that you would have spent on anyways, or can't get anywhere else for cheaper, else it actually diminishes the actual value of the perks on the cards. Then number 5, I'd say, is the mental load needed to sort out all these perks on all of the different premium credit cards. People already have a lot on their minds, and constantly needing to worry about premium credit cards and all the perks is probably not what they need. So many different cards have so many different situations that they're best used in. For example, the Amex Plat is purely a travel card, and it has no use being spent on day-to-day on groceries and dining, which means maybe a card like the Reserve is better with 3x on dining. But then maybe you just got a brand new card and need to hit minimum spend on that card. That's a lot to think about. For many people in the credit card game, they can easily have 5, 10, or even more credit cards, and keeping track of everything takes a lot of mental capacity. And that's only for earning points. Trying to redeem your points is also a pain. Say you want to book a flight overseas, and you have cards from Capital One, American Express, and Chase. That's 3 separate portals that you'll have to look through to see which one has the best rates. Or if you want to redeem points, you could be spending hours upon hours trying to find a good redemption path to actually get value from those points. And sometimes these paths aren't that straightforward. For example, with flying ANA, you might have to transfer your Chase points through to Virgin to book on the partner airline, which is ANA, and having to find award space to fit the dates you can travel on. Unless you're deep in the credit card game, you likely won't understand all that's going on. And it's not just for travel, because with premium credit cards, there are a lot of perks that you may not have heard about, like being able to redeem just 1 point for massive discounts at Amazon from time to time, or activating offers on their cards that could save you hundreds of dollars at different stores. Knowing and remembering to check and activate all these deals is another thing you have to worry about. So ask yourself, do you want to spend hours upon hours trying to find maximum value from these premium credit cards? Do you like to play the min-max game, have a flexible travel schedule, or want to go on these aspirational, luxurious trips? Then sure, premium credit cards might be good for you. Personally, I'll definitely stay in this space because I'm interested enough to stay plugged in and up to date on everything that's going on, so I can make videos like this for you guys. If premium credit cards are not for you, maybe stick to basic cashback cards that will give you at least 2% on everything you spend. So check out these Citi and Chase cards that do exactly that without annual fees or all the bells and whistles. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.